Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. Yes, come on into my home. I tried to get my Christmas tree to show up in this video, but I've got so many presents that I'm having to wrap that I couldn't get the table cleaned off. And oh, well, you don't want to hear all that story because today we're here for our neighborhood chat. Yeah, it's time for our neighborhood chat once again. You know, when I was praying and meditating about doing this neighborhood chat today, I was trying to talk myself out of it. You know, I wanted to bring an upbeat, joyful, wonderful, exciting, happy video. And I kept saying, what can I talk about? You know, because life is wonderful. Life is what you make it. Just to see another day is great. I'm blessed. What can I talk about that is upbeat and great? And there's several things I could talk about. Not only for myself, but for you too. I mean, if you're in the sound of this video, you made it another day, so you're blessed. You may not feel like you're blessed, but you are. And so I kind of kept fighting or struggling with myself about it, but I'm going to deliver it to you anyway. And the message that I have today for our neighborhood chat, as you're coming in the back door and you're getting your drink and your snack, and we're just sitting around, going to have this conversation. Yeah, we're going to have it. And the conversation is how to get past the feeling of being hurt by someone, the sadness that the holidays bring, depression of maybe being alone or not having the loved ones there at our table that we used to have, or just whatever you're going through at this time in your life. You know, I think sometimes it just needs to be addressed. And you need to be told that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Though I don't think it would be okay for you to continue in the feelings that you're having, but for a time it's okay to feel down and out and sad and lonely, because that allows us to heal. And you know, healing is a process. It's not something that just comes overnight, especially if you've been hurt by someone that you truly loved. You know, there have been stories over my lifetime that I've heard people tell about. They were married for a lot of years and then their spouse decided to leave them and they never recovered from it. You know, that was their one true love and they never got over them leaving. And I'm sure when someone leaves you, and I've had this happen to me, I've had someone leave me and abandon me and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good because at first I wanted to say, well, what's wrong with me? Why didn't they want to stay? Did I not love them enough? Did I not take care of them enough? Did I not do enough for them? But here is the thing. When someone wants to leave you, there is nothing you can do to keep them from it. And you especially don't want people to stay with you when they don't want to. I never wanted that. I never wanted somebody that I wanted in my life, but they wanted out. I didn't want them to stay because I wanted them to. I mean, what would that have meant? Absolutely nothing. Especially if I knew how they felt. You know, they really wanted to leave, but they were just staying because they felt guilty. I don't want that. I know you don't either. But someone leaving you is horrible. If it's not through death, and even through death, it can be horrible. The feeling and the pain of someone leaving you is unexplainable when you're really attached to someone. Now, we have people come and go in our life. You know, I've had co-workers and friends and people that have moved, and I have left jobs and no longer work with this person. And I was really good friends with them, and they would come to my house and I would go to theirs, and we would go on day trips together and shopping and all that. But when they left out of my life, it wasn't as bad as when someone that I truly, truly had grown to really love. And when I say really love, I mean you gave your all. You wasn't doing it for an alternative, a motive, any kind of ulterior motive, or some reason that you thought you could get something from that person. You really, really loved them, and they left. I mean, now, when someone passes away, unless they bring it upon themselves, they can't control that. So I think that makes it even harder for us to deal with when it's someone that we really, truly love and they pass away. And I don't know if I really grasped this at a younger age, but now that I've gotten older, I have grasped it. And as you get older, you grasp things a little more than you do, or you should. Is the fact that when someone dies, what you shoulda, coulda, woulda done, it's over. You can just scratch that off your list of things that you want to accomplish, because you're not going to get to do it. You're not going to get to say what you wanted to say. You're not going to get to do what you wanted to do. And you know what? Life is so short. And you have to pick and choose your battles of what you really want to be angry with someone about. Some stuff doesn't even matter. You know, you got to weigh it out and say, well, is this going to matter tomorrow? Is this going to matter next week? Is this going to matter next year? You know, if it's not, don't leave a relationship or a friendship if it's not going to matter. Now, I know you have to have a misunderstanding to get to an understanding, and you need to talk it out. And sometimes you just can't come to an agreement. You know, one party does not want to compromise, and they just want out. And yes, some people are selfish, manipulative. They use people, you know. And we have to be careful of those people that come into our lives that we truly fall in love with and really love them, and find out that they were only using us for a payoff to get something from us. Now, that kind of relationship really hurts. When they first act like they just care about you so much, and then when you can't give them things or do things for them, they're out. They don't want you anymore. That's kind of a hard pill to swallow. But I know during the Christmas holidays, not having certain people in our lives can be really sad. I mean, I've had death in my family, and I miss the ones that have passed on. You know, like my brother that passed away when my son was 7 months old. I think about, would he be married now? Would I have a sister-in-law? Would I have nieces and nephews from him? How many children would he have? You know, things like that. I think about my grandmother and how she would see what the world is like today, and how much things cost, and all the electronical things, and you can watch soap operas at nighttime. She loved soap operas. My grandfather, and remembering him when he was healthy and not down, and what he would think of the world today. You know, it's okay to think about the loved ones that has passed on, but we also have to be with the ones that are still here. We have to be with the ones that we truly, truly love, and we also have to be with the ones that we know we have to deal with, because, you know, we can choose our friends, but we can't choose our family. You ever heard that saying? That does not mean you let your family walk all over you and do anything to you. No. Um, because sometimes you have to step away from your family and just say, I love you from a distance, but I can't have you in my life. It's just bringing too much turmoil. And once you do that, you find a lot of peace. And you can love that person even better than you could when they were around all the time. Sometimes we just need to separate ourselves from people that causes us to be depressed or sad or lonely, if it's only for a few days, or of course set boundaries. You got to have boundaries. But don't allow it to stop you from ever loving someone again or ever allowing someone to love you. And don't think about always think about the people that you have hurt. Because, I'm sure I've hurt people in my lifetime. Not intentionally. Now, you do have the people that intentionally hurt other people. They set out to do that. But if we live long enough, we're going to hurt others. And I've done it. I've hurt people. I'm not proud of it. I'm sorry that it happened. I haven't intentionally done it. It's just I've made choices. And the choices I've made has not been what they would have chose for me, and I've hurt them. And I'm sorry for that. But as individuals, we have to go with what we know is best for us. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that we know we can make our life better. We can learn more. We can move forward to grow more. You have some people in your life that may want you to stay back there where they are and not move on. I always said I would miss my children if they didn't live in the same area that I live in now. And like my son, he lives in Louisiana. Would I want him to live here in Mississippi? Well, of course I would. But I can't and don't want to stop him from living his life. I would not do that with Taylor either. Now, it would hurt me if she chose to move out of state, but I could not be angry with her if she needed to do that for her family. Because somehow we would make it work. Because I love my children that much that I would make it work. And I know they would too. But let's talk some more about when you get hurt by someone. First of all, take that moment of allowing yourself to be hurt and be sad and cry and anger or ever how you want to handle it. I know a lot of times it's like, okay, fine. If you hurt me, just wait and see what I'm going to do to you. We don't want to go that route. Though we want to, we shouldn't. Yes, I've wanted to go that route when people hurt me. Okay, you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. But now I'm at the age where it depends on the offense, I guess. When I used to want to get back at everybody that did anything to me or my family, now I don't think it's that bad. I don't think I'm as bad as I used to be. So when you think about someone hurting you, or they actually do, give it a little bit of time before you lash back and in anger and do something to them. Because once you do that retaliation, you become no better than the person that hurt you. And you say, well, they did it first. Yeah, they may have done it first. But that means you have to come back with showing or teaching them a lesson. I don't know your story. I don't know what the offense was that the reason that person hurt you. It may have warranted you taking up for yourself and coming back and being angry and hurting them. But I'm just speaking from my experience. Anger can destroy your life. Staying angry can really destroy your life. And you say, well, how do you let all that go? That hurt and that anger and that sadness and that grief of missing that person that you thought would be there for you forever, and they were only playing with your emotions. Well, first of all, you got to set a boundary, especially if that person keeps trying to come back. But once they leave and they cut it and they're gone and you don't hear from them anymore, you say to yourself, there's something better out there for me. That just wasn't meant to be. That was just a lesson I learned. And something bigger and better and greater is coming my way. There are better days ahead. And then when those better days come, you'll look back and say, oh, I see why that didn't work out. And I'm so glad that it didn't work out. Because I look back on my life now of people that I was so sad when they left my life. Didn't think I was going to be able to live without them. And now I'm thinking, I'm so glad that they didn't stay in my life. I'm so glad that they didn't, I'm so happy they decided to go. Or we decided that we'd break this friendship off. Just remember, and I'm a firm believer in this, everything happens for a reason. Timing is everything. When you wake up in the mornings, I can't express this enough. Wake up, even if you're sad and lonely and depressed. And if you just think you're talking to yourself, that's fine. But when I talk, I'm talking to the one that I serve, and I say, thank you for letting me see another day. Thank you that I'm here, because I'm here for a reason. Thank you for my life. Yeah, I thank God for my life, even though I'm in a wheelchair and I'm in pain 24/7. You might say, well, how can you thank Him for all that? Because I don't want the alternative right now. And I know there's a reason that I'm going through this. I may not know it in this lifetime, but I'll know it soon. And we don't have to have all the answers all the time. I know we want them. We want to know why we have to go through this, and why we have to go through that, and why did this happen, and why did that happen. But that's not faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence not seen. You know, faith is holding on to something that you don't see yet, but you know it's going to work out. And you may think you want to see the future, but I'm telling you, you don't. That's why we should live right now in this moment. We should love each other, be kind. And like I said, everybody can't like everybody. I don't think God intended it that way. And you say, well, how can you love somebody and not like them? It's possible. It's possible. But just because you love someone, that doesn't mean you let them take advantage of you, use you, and you give your life, sacrifice your life, and live a miserable life because they want to be happy. That's not what that means. No, you have to think about you matter, and you should do the things that you desire to do. And that's my hope for you today, neighbor, that you will do the things that you would want to do. And until you get rid of anger and sadness and bitterness and loneliness and allow light to come into your life, you can't move forward. And if you can't move forward, you're not going to be able to get those blessings that's out there waiting for you, those good things, because every good and perfect gift comes from above. So just remember, it's okay to grieve and be sad and be lonely and be angry. But just stay there for a short time. Don't stay in it for very long. Start it a little bit at a time, moving out of it and saying, I'm not going to be as angry as I was yesterday. I'm not going to be as sad as I was yesterday. Watch something that'll cause you to laugh. Laugh out loud. Listen to someone that's going to make you laugh. Don't always listen to depressing music and sad songs and be around sad people and, be around somebody that's edifying and lifts you up. And remember, God loves you and I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And with that being said, neighbor, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you'll know the next time I'm coming to you with a video, you'll get a notification. And this has been our neighborhood chat. Bye, neighbor.